Uh, no. I listened to one of your talks last night. I had some questions, but yeah, I was going to email you.
Okay, so you did the practice and you don't even experience the calmness and focused?
No, definitely more calmness and focus.
Yes, it means we have to recognize, acknowledge that focus and the calmness, and then we ask the mind that if I do the practice little, if I extend the time for the practice, let me do it again, repeat it again, and see what happens. And
Okay.
if we repeat it and we feel more calm and focused, and we remain calm and focused for a couple of hours, the journey, then we understand. Then we have also to analyze whether changing the weed is done consciously, not habitually. If it is done habitually, we are missing something.
What is that something?
Then there is a lack of awareness. Then the mind is hijacking from its impulsive nature. So I don't say, my mind is somewhere, om shanti, and bead is moving somewhere else. That is what lack of awareness is. It will
Yeah.
not work. Then you will say this practice is also not working. One guy a couple of years ago in New Jersey, for 6 months, can you remember? I gave a new practice every week. And he said, give me a new practice, it doesn't work. Give me a new practice, it doesn't work. What is that? That is the lack of awareness. I don't pay attention to what I am doing. As if you're asking, oh, this car is not driving well, let me have another car, let me have the third. Every car is meant for driving. They have spent millions and millions of dollars. Are you understanding?
Absolutely.
So we have to guard ourselves on that. So we understood the mantra. I'm a little bit deviating in couple of sessions for the sake of the practice, and if you continue the practice, if you repeat it morning, even if you get some time in the afternoon in your chamber or even in the car, so let me do the practice in the car maybe once. See, I return to the calmness and focus. Before going to sleep, I repeat it. That is your next step. Mantra. Man means mind. I discussed last time mind. Mantra. Tra means that which protects, that which liberates, that which expands. You have heard the word tantra, mantra, yantra. So somewhere the tra, which means protects. So when you are doing this, the mantra meditation that I gave you, if you are doing it regularly, it will definitely protect you from confusion, from distraction, and you are able to gain the calmness. Then, if you continue, we will use the different mantras. It can liberate you. Liberate you from what? Liberate you from suffering. That's another journey. And then what happens? The third point that word tra also means expansion. I think last week I gave an example that you continue to inflate the balloon until it blasts. So when it blasts, that air inside the balloon is liberated, mind inside is liberated, it becomes an infinite real self. So that is how the three meanings fit. But here we say mantra, mantra, the transformative power of the mantra meditation. Because it's physical, it's also mental, it also demands an awareness. So I said this may perhaps work more powerfully than other practices. So mantras, now the second, meaning the mantras are not just the words. Many people say they are just the vibrations, but we say they are just the prana. What is the prana? Prana is the life force, it is the energy. So, yes, we can equate, for the sake of understanding, that this is also the vibration. Every sound, every word has in life energy into it that I speak, and if it has energy, it has the vibration, and it has the vibration that it then obviously it influences our whole being. I gave you an example. So Om word has three syllables. O. It creates a vibration at the belly center. U creates, it is pertaining to the pure emotion. U at the heart, and M pertains to the knowledge. That is where Ma has been merged, and it has become the one word. Forget about all the mantras. You are committed, you are sincere, you are simply doing only. It will take you to the highest point, highest level of realization. You asked me last week the question, why it is 108. Why it is 108. So we have to understand macrocosm and microcosm. So I am the microcosm of the entire macrocosm. How come? And there comes the explanation of 108 beads holds immense cosmic and the spiritual significance. Let us take first the cosmic level. You will be amazed what the astrologers and astronomy found today. We found it only 10,000 years ago. What is that? Basis of 108. The average distance from Earth to Sun is approximately 108 times the diameter of a sun. An average distance from the Earth to the Moon is also approximately 108 times the Moon's diameter. That is why we have solar and lunar eclipses. But then the 12 zodiac signs in Eastern wisdom, Vedic astrology, and the 9 planets, 12 signs and 9 planets. Product is 108. So we explain that cosmic relationship of this 108 beats, but that is not the only explanations our masters give. So our masters observed that the macrocosm universe, mirroring microcosm you and me as an individual human being, if cosmic bodies aligns with 108 ratio, then repeating a mantra 108 times to align our inner forces also. You know, those 9 planets and sun and the moon always keeps the balance, it is balanced for the last billions and billions of years. There is no change in it. So if there is no change inside my body, mind, breath, intellect, and ego, I will also find something transcending my real nature. That is one aspect of microcosm and the macrocosm. That is why we always do it 108 times. Now, the Eastern wisdom was very sharp and far ahead in mathematics also. I'm talking of thousands of years. We invented zero. Means Eastern wisdom. I'm not saying I. So 108. I have been saying you again and again that whether your name, age, your height, your complexion may be different, but we both are of the nature of real self, only one. Every existence is of the nature of real self. So we are representing 108. One represents the one supreme absolute truth. It represents oneness. It represents indivisible, absolute reality. It in Chandogya Upanishad, one Upanishad, that Upanishad says, Ekam, the one without a second. Only there is one. If I reach to that one, if I have a cognition of what is that one which is unique and same in me, in you, in he, in she, in it, in everywhere, I get rid of my fears and anxiety, duality and a conflict. Whom to fear? Whom to be scared? Whom to react? But there is a big but. What is that but? We claim we are not one. We claim we are something else. What is something else? Can you figure out? Can you give an example? Yesterday you says I'm stressed. Today you says I'm calm. Last week you said I had lot of problem. I had lot of fear. If that cute and beautiful girl says no, so I become many. Why I become many? Because of the impurities and the ignorance in the mind. Why this happens? Because I identify with what I am not. So I become something. Clear? I become stressed, I become anxiety, I have got. No, after all, you have asked me 100 of times the same question. So that tells where your mind is focused. What question you asked? Do you remember?
I've asked you probably a few of the same questions.
And one of the questions, oh, should I not have a relationship with the women? I never said no. You ask me the same question again and again and again. So it means your mind is already obsessed with that thought.
Yeah.
Which you don't think that I am the real self. Because if I know I am the real self, I will never be obsessed. Then why to ask that question? But you asked me. Keep on asking. So you asked me, it means you claim you are something. You want something from the world. You are seeking happiness from the world. You are seeking pleasure from the world where it is not. Who is seeking pleasure and happiness from the world? That is my false I. False I means that I am something. If I don't recognize that something, if I don't become nothing, I have to move from something to nothing. What is that? That is your zero. I was explaining one, now I'm explaining zero. I have to become zero. No binding, no limitations. I'm not seeking anything from the world outside. I'm simply zero. Nothingness. Nothingness of Buddhism. Emptiness. So when I identify with the emptiness, the ego also dissolves, because ego depends on the body and the mind and the desire and the pleasure.
It reminds me of what, because you always said Jesus was a great seeker. It reminds me what he said. And he said, in order to find myself, I must die to myself. And I think that's essentially I understand that.
You're right. You understand that? You understand that?
Yeah.
Contemplate and reflect today. Tomorrow you are a different person. Then your mind will ask me, teach me Upanishads, teach me Gita. Directly we will go to the Gita. What you said, you understand. Do you understand this is your house? Where you are sitting and listening to me?
Yeah.
To understand means you also experience, you have a recognition.
I know what you're saying. And so
don't change your understanding.
I know what you're saying. So then I shouldn't say I understand that.
Now Eastern wisdom says that understanding comes by consistent listening and learning, contemplation and reflection, and consistent practice and experience. That results into what we say the understanding. So we have understood, first we have understood the digit 1, now we have understood the digit 0. You just sit down with eyes open or closed. Mind says, let me grab a glass of water. No, I should grab a glass of water consciously. Who is seeking that? Is the body seeking? Am I the body? No. But body demands outer stuff for survival. So I should not say that I am thirsty. Body is thirsty. And then grab a glass of water. That is your understanding. Now you apply the same thing when you are sitting at your home. You are lucky. The God has given you an opportunity to live alone, to discover real self. And you are discovering what? My anxiety, that girl or this girl, this desire or that desire.
Yeah, you're right. Why does it look like some people from the outside, it looks like that they have all the worldly pleasures and they seem perfectly happy, and they're seeking pleasure from the outside, and it seems like sometimes I see people and they from the outside they seem pretty happy, but they don't have a guru or anything like that. I always wonder that.
Yes, we know the outer landscape of people. So we understand the outer landscape, how they think, how they speak, and how they act. We don't know the inner landscape, what is
Yeah.
in their mind. You knock the door, and I see you, but for the sake of etiquette, I say, "Oh, my friend, you have come." But inside, I am reacting. I don't know what is my inner landscape.
Yeah.
My mind keeps on reacting. So you are concluding based on their outer landscape of their thoughts. Oh yes, I am free, I am happy. I don't know whether they sleep with the sleeping pills. We don't know.
True.
Do you need to know? No. I need to
No,
know myself.
I agree.
Don't pay attention to those people whom you find they are very happy. They may be highly stressed. She left me a couple of years back. She found me in. She lives in Paradise Valley, somewhere. I don't want to say somewhere near your your. No, it's a 15. I should not say
16.
no 16. Yes, $16 million home. Sorry, I reduced 1 million. If I buy it, you will you will reduce 1 million.
I'll sell it to you for 15.
For 15, yes. So she's a wonderful lady from outside. Wonderful. Very kind, very soft, seems very humble. And she always used, she is still alive, so I would say she always spoke softly. I used to go to her home to. After every session of meditation, she has only one question. And that was the stumbling block. She could not reach to that state of zero emptiness. What was the question? Sir, when my husband will love me? I am doing meditation with that intention that when my husband will love me. So she had an ingrained memories because of her interpretation of the inner landscape. Otherwise, outside, she was. I talked to her daughter in the Sunday. Said, "Oh, my mom is wonderful." But inner landscape, she
Yeah.
had, and I could see her pain when she asked me when my husband would love me. She used to say like this, and then she had a staring look at me. Internally, I was laughing. Why don't you love yourself? You have everything.
Hmm.
She lives, I would say, a couple of houses here or there. I will
Yeah,
not tell you right or
that's
left.
okay. That's okay. Have you been to her house?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
used to go to her house for 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's no point to look at other. I should just focus on my own journey anyway. It doesn't really matter.
so how many expectations and desires I have which have become a binding desire in my life, and my inner landscape of the mind keeps on repeating those desires. Unless I get rid of it, I cannot experience the emptiness. Zero. I cannot experience that emptiness. My master used to say beautifully, you simply understand this principle. You are something, recognize you are something. Something means identification, your ego, your binding desire, seeking pleasure, fear, anxiety. That is why you are something. When you say, I'm anxious, I have fears, I have duality, I have a conflict. So simply recognize what you are. Find out the sum of you are. So when you find sum of you are, then you start contemplating and reflecting in the lines of principles of Eastern wisdom. You negate all of them. Why you negate all of them? It is your identification. It is your misconception that I am the body. For example, so that is you from something. So I should raise my self-awareness. How to raise my self-awareness? The mantra practice. I should not leave. Sincerity, commitment, not only one time, two times. Maybe on a weekend, I have to do nothing. I'm single. I'm spending my house singly in such a beautiful house. So how many bedrooms you have?
3.
Oh, wonderful. So you do the mantra meditation practice in one bedroom, then repeat the same practice in second bedroom, then do the practice in the third bedroom. If you do it, you are sincere and committed. If you don't do it, you are not. I will check it this week. And I think every bedroom is well furnished. It is always ready to welcome the guest.
One bedroom is empty, but I can sit on the floor.
Very good. So you have to sit on all the 3 bedrooms every day in the morning and also evening. You can sit on the floor on the 3rd bedroom, do the mantra meditation practice, and the mind will remind you, go back to the room, where you have to lie down and sleep. Yes. So at least that will also help you raise your level of awareness. So this is the first step of raising your self-awareness. First thing, that you raise your self-awareness. Clear. Second is, then you understand what is this 108. Be it in the mala or in the rosary. Whatever, In Christianity we say it's the rosary. So we have 108. So then I contemplate and reflect. There is only one real self in me, and in that cute and beautiful girl, oneness here, oneness there. Mind, why you are rushing? Why you are running after? Why you have a fear? Why you recognize you have it. It means you have something, the false nature.
Yeah.
To reveal that oneness, I have to move to the emptiness. Emptiness is also a sense of completeness. I wanted to complete first the phrase my master used to say, you are something? Yes. Yes, I'm something. So move from something to nothing. Then from nothing you become everything. then you recognize that you are everything. Everything means what? You are awakened. You are in a realized state. You have the self-knowledge. Something to nothing. Nothing to everything. But if I don't recognize that something is a false, for that I have to raise my self-awareness. So I have a preliminary practices. One of them is the mantra meditation. So not only that, self-awareness. I said you practice in all 3 rooms, in all 3 bedrooms. Oh, very good. And then you practice during the day, your mind. During the day, mentally, you are going for a work, you are talking to your employee. Mentally, Om Shanti. Inner landscape is Om Shanti, then you talk to inner landscape is Om Shanti, and then you start thinking, speaking and acting in your life. If you can do it, my friends, only 3 days. We are going to meet next week, but even if you do it 3 days without missing anything, 3 days means I would say maybe 15 hours of waking state, 3 days. 3 days without missing anything. You are already there. You will say, now you teach me Gita. I'm clear. Every time I talk of these basic principles, you will say, I understand it. But I did not tell you. How do you understand? Our masters say knowledge is already present in you. The teacher only helps you to uncover that knowledge. So that is the importance of the zero. Zero, emptiness or sense of completeness. 3 days you do it, a sense of cognition is maintained. There's something must go. My mind is attached, my mind identifies, my mind has any moment of anxiety, it is identification. 3 days you require. You have an anxiety and a fear, you don't continue with anxiety and the fear. You challenge that anxiety and fear by the practice. You become a higher level of a seeker. Then you recognize what is this one is, the supreme truth or the real self is. Then you recognize there is a covering of something. I am something other than this one. I have to get rid of this. So from something to the nothing, you reach to the zero digit. That indicates emptiness and completeness. Then come the word digit 8. 8 represents infinity or eternal cycle. What is that 8 represents? I, or you can say you, I, you. First sign of manifestation in the womb of the mother. Manifestation, not creation. My parents did not create me. My parents were the agents for the manifestation. So first sign of the manifestation, my mother was pregnant. So I was present in the womb of mother. Second manifestation, after 9 months, I was delivered as a baby. Third manifestation, nature. Mom did not. Mom just provided outer support. The body starts growing, mind starts evolving by itself. There is a 5% impact from the society, culture, and religion. That is another. Why? How come? Inner landscape is the same. So if you are born in US, you will definitely communicate in English. And if I'm born in India, I will communicate in Hindi. That is outer landscape.
Yeah.
So it means the growing, the third manifestation, growing. Fourth manifestation is the maturity. What does you mean by maturity? We reach to a specific height vertically by the nature. After that, there is no further growth. So that is the sign of maturity. After that, what happens? Declining. After 40 or 45 or 50, you cannot have a luxury after 50 to have all the hairs are black. You don't have a luxury not to have the eye bags. You try to treat yourself declining, and after declining, that manifestation disappears. Circle. Now understand circle. Womb of the mother. I'm not going deeper into it. From where the causal cause is. The womb of the mother, and then all the 6 modifications, manifestation, and I return to the same unmanifest. Before I manifest into the womb of mother where I was, I don't know. So what happens after the death? I don't know. Before the birth, I don't know. After the death, I don't know. So there is an infinite cycle. Again, I take birth, manifest, unmanifest. I manifest, I unmanifest. Maybe in the form, in this name in the form, maybe in this name in the form. Should I tell you something interesting my master used to tell me? Tell all of us and all of the students. If you are obsessed with a girl, the next birth you will be a girl. Do you want to be born as a girl in your next life?
No.
No. Okay, but still you keep on thinking about. You do not have a control.
He used to say that. That's so funny.
But there is some truth into it. That we will talk later. So what is that? What is that? 108. So we have understood the 8 symbolizes infinity. It represents the cycle of birth and the rebirth and the karma and the time-bound existence. Because I'm so much obsessed with the girls, the cute and beautiful girls, so the cycle is done by some invisible force. So that in that invisible force you have already put the impression, I'm totally obsessed and I'm seeking that cute and beautiful girl. I said, why you are seeking? The existence is, you will be born as a cute and beautiful girl. Finished.
Do you get to choose what you get to be born as?
If there are 2 ways of choosing. One way of choosing nowadays, the Dalai Lama is choosing his birth, his rebirth. That is a conscious choice. And other choice, we all have an unconscious, impulsive choice. So what is that unconscious and impulsive choice? whatever the foremost desire for which I live my life. Wealth, maybe I may be born as in a family of a billionaire. Cute and beautiful girl. so you so so say for example, if you are born as a cute and beautiful girl, now you don't have that desire. Existence has already fulfilled your desire.
What about people that don't understand this? Like my grandma that died, that she didn't.
So they continue. They continue. So their main desires are filtered by the existence, and then they take another birth based on their desire. That is written in the Gita. That's a very typical process of understanding. It will take possibly maybe 50 sessions to understand each and every aspect of it. And then
So
you
where
say,
are you going to go when you die? What are you going to be?
why you're asking me why you are so much concerned about you. You be concerned about cute and beautiful girls. So, why you are so concerned about me?
Because I just want to know where you're going to go.
So you are going to meet me, or you are going to meet someone? That something contains those desires. Just after I can bet you, my friend, after the session you forget this beer guy. Your mind is so much obsessed with those desires.
No, I don't. I think about you a lot. That 108 is so beautiful because you start as the one and then you go to nothing and then you're infinity. That is so cool. That is so cool.
Why you are infinite? Because that real self is all pervading. It is eternal. It is the absolute truth.
Wow.
That is why we represent. That eternal represents all pervading, beyond time, and the absolute truth.
So did I choose? So I chose to be born into this life and with these parents. Is this so? This is maybe not my first life.
Yes. You know what happens? What is that? You cannot say that you chose the nature based on your characteristics, your behavior and attitude, your past desires. You are born into this life with these traits. So if you exhaust all these so-called binding desires, you can choose your birth. Exhaust means you understand them, that you are something because of those desires. Did you understand what I'm saying? I said something very deeper. I am because of my desires. I feel I exist because of my desires. I don't see the emptiness or the completeness in me. And that is why I continue to exist with these desires to work upon it. Okay, I'm not, okay, you are not, then there is a second one. Second is not there, then third one. We don't recognize why the mind is seeking one after the other. Why I'm not frustrated after the one? Why shouldn't I move the mind inside me? Why shouldn't I ask that how long I have to continue to do this search, which is never ending? And so never ending, it creates a mental loop, and that decides my birth. So it's not a big deal to understand.
But at some point, if I evolve high enough, then it does end.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you're right. So then you are you are another Buddha in the entire cosmos, who always moves with the kindness and compassion. You are another Jesus. But yes, you are not given any name, but you are almost likeness of those people. And you just spread. Then what is your job in the birth? Just to spread that kindness and compassion, to help people to evolve, to raise their awareness until the entire humanity reaches to that state, into that infinity.
Why it sucks that we can't remember like past lives.
Yes, if we come on. We are asking a very vague question.
Well, it was more of a statement. It wasn't a question.
So even if this is a statement, contemplate and reflect. In the previous birth, you were a beautiful girl who was cheated by 5 people, one after the other, and then in every event you were living in extreme stress. You know your previous birth now. You are knowing it. You are recognizing it. You are experiencing it. Do you want to experience that previous birth?
Hold on. Where did you just come up with that?
I just gave an example.
Oh.
Do you want to experience what happened to me?
Oh, I see.
I cheated my mom $50, and my mom was crying that I have to survive with these $50. I returned home and my mom asked me, "Did you?" "No, mom." And mom said, "I know you are so honest, you cannot do it, but I know inside that I did it." Do you want to know your previous birth? Come on. If the existence has hidden our previous birth and our previous experiences, it is because we should not die instantly reminding all those stuff that we have done in the previous birth.
Why have we never talked about this? I mean, I've been with you for almost 6 years, and you've
Why
never
should
once
we
talked
talk?
about
We
this.
should not talk. We should take care of the present birth. Am I in peace and happiness? Do I have a binding desire? What is the way to evolve beyond this binding desire? Why? Because binding desire causes the likes and dislikes. Why? If the likes and dislikes will remain, it will cause unwanted dual and conflicting experiences. And thus, if I carry forward these conflicting experiences in the next birth, which I remember, oh my goodness, I will be more stressful remembering my previous birth, how many mistakes I have committed. Why should I do that? So, existence, you are right. Existence takes care that I don't remember my previous birth. But yes, if you are the highest level of a seeker, then you understand that let me understand my previous birth, what I have done. I feel the traces of that. One trace in your life is almost an obsession towards those cute and beautiful girls.
Yeah.
So if I don't inquire from where this obsession comes, you will ask me from where this obsession comes, you tell me. Why should I tell you about your life? You find yourself. So I'm not answering that question. I've already answered that question many a times. So I have to see that. And if I change my perception, if I rise in awareness, that heightened state of my mind is more beautiful, is more joyful, is more static, and more of a continuity of the permanent happiness than seeking one frustrated, seeking two pleasure and frustrated, seeking three pleasure and frustrated. I don't want to understand this. I'm telling you in every session, directly or indirectly. You say, why didn't you tell me in these years? You forget it. That is why I said to you just after the session, you say, oh, forget this beer guy. Where is that my obsession? My mind takes, inner landscape takes over.
What if it doesn't? What if I don't allow it to? It doesn't have to.
It doesn't have, no, I have to inquire. I don't suppress it. I inquire and I see the futility of it. I find the reason for it. A reason is being my mind has strong likes and dislikes for it. That likes and dislikes triggers the energy in my mind and the body. So if I drop these likes and dislikes, energy is not triggered. I experience total calmness and peace in me. Now I compare this calmness and peace with a heightened state of my mind, then the lower state of mind which constantly gets obsessed in seeking. I will find the answer. So you don't say, you don't allow, you dissolve, you sublimate, you transform. It is not possible that you don't allow. Do you see the implication of this statement? You don't allow. Don't allow, maybe you cannot allow for 5-10 minutes. The next day you wake up in the morning, how that girl, I hate that. You didn't allow, but it happened. It happened. It is happening. So don't say that you don't allow if you don't allow. If it's too far a journey. My master used to laugh and say that first we will confuse you too much until your mind says, help me. So that help me means humility. You get rid of the ego. So you get rid of the ego, then you are ready to leave all the past experiences. You don't challenge it. So you are in the state of the humility, and then we guide you and you are liberated. My master used to talk in that way. And I used to say that he is crazy. Why he is confusing me? Do you know why he is confusing us? Why the Eastern wisdom in general confuses you?
What?
If there is no confusion, then you cannot have a doubt over your pleasure-seeking mind. And if you don't have a doubt, you don't have another choice. If you don't have another choice, your mind will not be inspired for the journey of the self-discovery. There are millions of people who are totally obsessed either with the pleasure for the wealth or the pleasure for the physical pleasure or the pleasure for the food, or the guy who is going to buy the $16 million home. They are already totally obsessed with it. They may talk of the sense. It is nonsense.
Yeah.
So they are totally obsessed with it. So if you go and talk to them about the self-discovery, what the heck you are doing it? They will say, this guy does not understand what it means by the wealth, what it means by living in a $16 million home. Oh, so you live differently than I live in my home? You sleep on 6 beds simultaneously, and I sleep only on 1 bed? Oh, you sleep differently. I can understand it. They will never understand it. I'm not saying don't have it. You have the resources, have it. But it does not mean that this is my destination.
No.
My destination is self-discovery. So my destination is self-discovery. The last point that I want to talk, and there are many things, to be understood. So you have 108 beads, and fact is that you have 109 beads. One is on the top.
Yeah.
It is known as the Meru. It is also known as the Guru bead. So you don't cross the Guru. Means what? You don't cross the knowledge that you learnt today from the Guru. That is the symbolic meaning. You reach there and you don't cross. But how do you cross? I get obsessed. I forget. And then I remember, oh, I get obsessed. I'm anxious. What the Guru told you? You are not worthy of anxiety. Why am I into anxiety? You have already crossed it. So it's not, it's a physical representation. So you move it and you complete 108. Now you are repeating the second round. You have reached there. So you don't cross it. You just turn it. And then you said, yes, Guru, I remember. I am aware. Let me do it. So the 109th bead represents, we say it Meru. Meru means the summit of the mountain. Where is the summit of the mountain? Is the knowledge, is the wisdom. So Guru represents that wisdom.
Is it Meru an actual mountain?
Meru, yeah. Meru literally means mountain, summit of the mountain.
Yeah, I know, but there's an actual mountain called Meru somewhere.
So it's a pilgrimage. We go. It is an abode of the Shiva, the originator of the Eastern wisdom.
So the 109th, that's you then. You're the Guru.
Yes.
That's the 9th. Okay.
Guru is the Eastern wisdom. I'm not the Guru. My Guru, his Guru, and ultimate it is the absolute knowledge. So how do I remember the knowledge? If I'm not aware, I will miss it.
Can I do my meditation in silence? If I'm just sitting and saying Om Shanti, can I do it in silence?
If your mind feels absorbed and you are able to maintain your awareness intact, you can do it silently. If it is not, it is better to do it loudly because it attracts the attention of the mind because you hear the sound. You hear the sound. So it all depends on your level of practice, your state of the mind on a given day.
So, like, when I've been doing it this past week, I've just been doing it to your meditation, which is more than 108 times. But if I'm doing it in silence, not to your meditation, do I just stop at 108 and then, or do I still put a timer on and say, hey, for 30 minutes I'm going to do it, or do I just do it 108 times?
Forget about the timer. You start doing it loudly. Om Shanti. You are doing it loudly, and you check. Now the mind has acquired the rhythm in the first round. you go for a mental round second time. But if you find today my mind is still agitated, distracted, you repeat the second round loudly, then you do the 2 round silently. Forget about the timer.
Okay.
You have to transcend the time.
Okay.
Why you are worried about it? You are running after, you have so much of urgency. Even if you don't go to a work for one day, what will happen? We have been going for a work for so many years. Nothing has changed.
No, you're right.
Nothing has changed. Why should I give more importance to my evolution than to the external demands created by the mind unconsciously and habitually?